The first organelle that I'm going to talk about is the cell membrane. The cell membrane is a double layer of phospholipids. The exposed heads of the layer are hydrophilic, which means that they are water-loving, which allows them to interact both within and outside of the cell with the water around it. However, the hidden tails in between the two heads are hydrophobic, which means that they act as a protective barrier so that any water on the outside cannot get into the cell and any water on the inside of the cell cannot get out of the cell. In addition to that, the cell membrane also controls the entry and exit of ions like sodium, potassium, calcium, and chloride. Next I'm going to talk about the nucleus. The nucleus is an organelle that is wrapped in a double layer of membrane and can communicate with the surrounding cytosol using numerous nuclear pores. Within the nucleus is the DNA contained to give this cell its specific characteristics. Every cell has some genes might be turned on or off, which is what differentiates between a liver cell and a muscle cell and a muscle cell and a fat cell. When the cell is dividing, and DNA inside the nucleus condense together into chromosomes in preparation for division. Within the nucleus, we also have the nucleolus here, which produces ribosomes, which later go out of the nucleus and attach themselves to the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which is found around the nucleus, which I'll talk about later. And these ribosomes are very critical in protein synthesis. Next, I'll talk about the rough endoplasmic reticulum. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is the organelle that receives the ribosomes from the nucleolus, as before stated. This is why it has a pebbled or dotted effect / appearance. These ribosomes synthesize proteins which are later collected by the endoplasmic reticulum to be transported throughout the whole cell. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is a continuation of the nuclear cell membrane and has varied functions depending on the type of cell. It will control the amount of calcium released during cell contraction. And in a liver cell, it will break down lipid-soluble toxins. Next up, I'm going to talk about the mitochondria. The mitochondria are what give the cell the energy to move, divide, produce secretory products, and contract. In short, they're the powerhouse of the cell. Like the nucleus, they have a double membrane surrounding them. However, within it, the membrane is convoluted to make these kind of intestinal-like shapes. It is on these membranes that the sugar is combined with oxygen to produce ATP, the primary energy source for the whole cell. The Golgi Apparatus is a membrane-bound structure with a single membrane. It is used to package macromolecules elsewhere in the cell. Vacuoles are membrane-bound sacs that have multiple roles to play. They store nutrients and waste products, they help increase the cell size during growth, and they even act much like the lysosomes of an animal cell. In a plant cell, the vacuole also regulates the turgor pressure within the cell. Water collects in the cell vacuoles and produces rigidity in the plant. Without sufficient water, turgor pressure drops and the plant wilts. In a plant cell, the vacuole is much larger compared to an animal cell, are the ribosomes themselves. Since you can't really see what's going on inside the ribosome in this image, I've made a bigger one here, protein that play a crucial role in cells. They are site of protein synthesis. Each ribosome comprises of two parts, a large subunit and a small subunit. Messenger RNA from the cell nucleus is moved systematically along the ribosome, where transfer RNA adds individual amino acid protein molecules to the lengthening protein chain. So, like so. And this chain always gets longer. The secretory vesicles are cell secretions which are packaged within the Golgi Apparatus, transported for release at the surface of the cell. For our last organelle, we're going to be talking about lysosomes. Lysosomes contain enzymes necessary for intracellular digestion. Lysosomes are much more common in animal cells, which is why I've only put one in this plant cell. I'm going to delve a little bit deeper into the function of lysosomes, since I think that they're a very interesting organelle in terms of cells. Lysosomes are also contained in the white blood cell, which is used to destroy bacteria. Now the white blood cell, what it does, it releases lysosomes carefully into the bacteria around the vacuole, and this is what destroys the bacteria and allows the white blood cell to eat the bacteria. Having an overflow of lysosomes can also cause the cell to die. So, finishing up on the lysosomes, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you learned a little bit something from this video. Thank you.